Again, Cenk, all they do is ultimately when Trump makes a decision, they bend the knee. We are already far enough into this administration to know there has been no constraint on his action that has come from the right, none, and we're in a war with Iran. Okay. We are already in a war with Iran. They didn't constrain him here. He's doing whatever the hell he wants to do.
Okay, so.
That's correct. All the right does is push him further right. So if he has any hesitancy about going far right, the right wing reassures him, no, go as far right as possible. And he goes, okay, sure, I'll do that. Immigration is a great example of this, where they pushed him to the right on deporting migrant farm workers and migrants who are in the tourism industry. He expressed hesitancy about it. They said, no, keep deporting them. And he said, I'm going to keep deporting them.
You guys just spoke for like 8 minutes doing a straw man, okay? So you make it sound, and this is what's so harmful. You guys make it sound like I'm pro-Trump, and I think that MAGA is just a bunch of angels who are secretly left-wing, and they're going to magically agree with us on every issue. And the minute that Trump does something wrong, they're going to all push back 100%. And that's what I believed. I believed in rainbows and unicorns. Of course not, Krystal. Of course.
That's not what she was saying. That's not what she was saying. You're making up a straw man that you think she's accusing you of, but that's not what's happening. You need to respond to the substance of her point, Cenk.
Not. Well, you're trying to move them. Moving the other side is super hard. And so when you see something, anything where they actually agree with us, you have to encourage that. So when you say all the things that you said, is Trump a bad guy? Of course, of course. So if you're listening out here, guys, the framing of all of this is totally wrong. Like, we're having a conversation. Oh, do you think Trump's a bad? Of course I think Trump's a bad guy. He's totally.
Krystal didn't say that you don't think Trump's a bad guy. What are you going on about? You're squirming because she made good points.
Authoritarian. That's why I voted against them. That's why I worked so hard against them. So even the framing makes me like sound defensive when you guys started with a premise that's out in la la land. We totally oppose Trump. So now the second part of the premise that's totally wrong is, do I think that MAGA is going to revolt on every issue against Trump from day one? Why? Why would they? They love Trump. Of course not. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for, is there one or two issues where there is actual agreement, and can we take that agreement and do something interesting to restrain Trump?
That will not happen. That will not happen. So you're on the left, you agree with someone on the far right, the MAGA right, and you actually say, do you agree that war is bad? And they say, yeah, war is bad. Well, guess what? They, that MAGA voter, they are not going to convince Trump not to go to war with Iran. They have no sway. They will not do it. They will not restrain Trump. The left and the right may agree on some things. Left-wing voters, right-wing voters may agree on some things, but ultimately, they will not push Trump. MAGA will not push Trump in any positive direction, any progressive direction, any direction that makes progressives happy. If they ever get mad at Trump, they will still suck it up and vote Republican in the next election. They will still say Trump was a lesser evil to Kamala Harris, or that he's better than her and they're glad he won. Let me know what you think about this exchange in the comments below. Like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is the More the Merrier, and I will speak to you in my next video.